We are about to witness some user error for the ages. One of y'all is a Panasonic camera S1 in its origins. The other is a Canon-like camera. Is it obvious to you just by looking at them right now which camera is which? Because I've noticed some cameras have a very specific color matrix, which is why I'm wearing the red shirt and forgot to turn on the green light, which we will do. Not yet, that'll give it away. But I've noticed a lot of people got the ZV-1 versus Canon full frame wrong. They keep thinking the ZV-1 is the full frame. It's funny, like me too, it looks much better. So is it obvious to you right now? And I'm about to give it away. There it is.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
Today's test is brought to us by the generosity of the people over at Camera Canada. Let's all go to Camera Canada. You added lemon to the hot chocolate. That's a good idea, I guess. I don't know what the hell happened in this whole video. I'm just watching it, trying to edit it, trying to color grade to match them. The Canon was so noisy at base ISO. Like what? It was so underexposed with the same exact settings. I don't understand why the Canon's so much darker, and I'm trying to match them. But when I raise the shadows of the Canon, it's just complete noise everywhere. I'm like, how? And the backlight is so orange and yellow. So I'm trying to desaturate, and then my shirt goes weird. And so we got this whole video coming where I'm comparing the ISOs, but Canon's already noisy at base, and it makes no sense. So just watch this show for the mild amounts of comedic value it tries to provide, and nothing more. We will learn nothing. Canon's at 1000 ISO just to hold. I think you have to overexpose Canon like 15 stops and then bring it down, and then you're good. But same exact settings, complete noise machine, and for some reason 1080p 3 times as sharp as Panasonic 4K. It's the Voigtlander lens most likely, and that's why I love it. But I can't believe how much sharper. If anybody was gonna complain, oh, that's not fair to the Canon you shoot, we see it. It's so sharp. That lens, the whole system, stupid sharp. So I'm sorry if the Canon footage seems so noisy, but it just is. On the same exact settings, it's too dark, and then you bring it up and there's all the noise. So I don't know how to get around that. I'm a moron. I shouldn't be doing this kind of video. I'm sorry. Still, we're gonna do it. So let me just apologize in advance for the user error that we're about to experience. We're in Canon log. They both look dark as shit on my screen, but I'm just following the highlight priority rules of life. And Canon, I'm just matching the settings of the S1. So if I'm looking at that, I'm thinking that's very underexposed. We're just using this little pocket f7 fold. That ain't bright enough, but whatever, this is it. This is match settings. This is what they both, well, kind of matched. I tried to bring the Panasonic S1 down to HD in 24p, couldn't do it. So it has its own crippling ponies in there. You can't do 10-bit 1080p 24p. You can do 4K 10-bit 24p, no problem. So we are in 4K here, 1080p here, and I do find that Canon usually stands up pretty well to the 4K to 1080p comparisons. So we're on the Panasonic S1 with Voigtlander 35mm Tony 1.4 at Tony 1.8 to match the Canon R with the RF 35mm Tony 1.8. So we're both 1.8, we're both at 1/100th of a shutter speed, and 640 ISO because we have to be in Panasonic log, whereas Canon can lower it down to like 320-ish. So same exact settings, which is more pleasing noise-wise, color-wise? This is a red shirt. This is why I wear it. Usually it's a little orange in the Panasonic and Sony, a little pink in the Canon, but this is completely user error. I cannot color grade log to save my life. If a pirate was about to enter my building and say, I will kill you unless you can make this footage look good, I get it. I'm like, just slice and chop. As we talk to the EOS R for a second. The only cameras I've seen that can actually make red a nice pleasing red are Olympus and Fuji. Canon can't really do it, but what you can do is that. Whereas I can't move over on Panty Boy. Am I still in? Oh. I can stay here like a good boy. What the hell are you doing, Canon? Are you not? Am I underexposed really hard? This is not. Oh boy. Oh boy, what is happening? A lot of people, I'm sure, are wondering how the Canon compares to the S1 in higher ISO low light technology. So we will do that. Swear to God, Canon. Okay, we've now bumped both cameras up to 3200 ISO. We're at 1/400th of a shutter speed, like the pros would do, not stopping down the aperture to keep your Tony background intact. Do we see any noise increase in one or the other? Which one is it? Is the teal light green? It's a green light and a red shirt. That's what we should have. Now there's a rumor going around that Panasonic S1 actually has dual ISO capabilities, so if we stop up one more to 4000, it should get even cleaner. So let's stop them both up. Okay, we're at 4000. I just peeked at the screen and all the little fuzzy stuff disappeared. So technically, we do have dual ISO in here. 4000 is a new 100. How does it compare to Canon? I didn't change the shutter speed, so we just got brighter on both. I didn't compensate. It's a rookie error on my behalf. User error number 3. Okay. I imagine the Panasonic image hasn't changed much from what you'd usually see at a low ISO. You're just like, oh, nice shot. Whereas the Canon, maybe we've started to introduce some fuzzy stuff. Warpy shit and fuzzy stuff. It's the plague of mankind. Okay, now we're at 6400 on both. Who's starting to break apart? I am curious to see it. I'm thinking Panasonic's gonna be better, but I don't know. I've never tested them. Canon is a full-frame camera, technically, but usually their full-frame cameras don't have full-frame abilities. They're just on paper that actual size. Is that wrong? Okay, now we're pushing the boundaries. We're at 12,800 ISO on each, but for some reason, Panasonic is at a 1300th shutter speed and Canon does 1250, and neither will do the other. 1600 is the next jump for both, but we can't match it. How annoying. So Canon should be slightly brighter? Is it? And is it cleaner? And has the autofocus system failed us? It never does. That's one thing about Canon, it's very reliable. It does lose you sometimes, and I notice there's a lot of focus breathing on these RF lenses. It's very distracting when it does lose focus. What the hell is happening? What the hell is happening? I was just about to praise you, Canon. You let me down. You let me down. I did a little vlog on my other channel on the Canon, and I had some workout footage, and I just figured, okay, I'm gonna go hang in this tree, you're gonna track me. It did not. I got enough footage where I used it, but it definitely lost me. It was a tough situation. I was like hanging, it was very dark, trees, and I'm just like, I looked like a branch probably, and it's like, what are we focusing on? It didn't know. Whereas on the Panasonic, you know you can't use the autofocus, so you just don't, and then you manual focus, and then your shot looks good. You got it. You nailed it. You focus on the tree. It's like, oh, okay. And then you go exercise, and you're good to go. I was hoping that Panasonic, that Canon would allow me the freedom to just let it ride in autofocus. Doesn't appear to be the case. All right, 25,600 for both, as well as a 2500th shutter speed. And that's actually the golden rule for filmmakers. Match your shutter speed and ISO as high as possible for both. You got a good shot, guaranteed pretty much. Is either camera at all usable right now? There's no reason to push the boundaries. I bet the Sony A7S II could push it. They're still using that. I was watching a UFC conference thing, and what camera was being filmed? A7S2. What the hell? Just give us the 3 already, you donkey slorks. I didn't say slut. Now I did. So we're back to normal now. I put the S1 back at its minimum 640 ISO, but we put the Canon at its definite minimum, which is 400 ISO. So it could be cleaner. I still feel like we're so underexposed on it. I don't know how to expose. Well, I lost my zebras. I don't know what to do. There's no telling. There's no telling on the screen. It looks brighter than the screen in the back with the mirror. And the Canon, what are you doing? I'm gonna go by instinct. You know what's cool? The Panasonic can handle the Fuji LUT. The F-Log to Eternal LUT. That's what I use. It's like, oh, it looks good. Canon? Not so much. So I gotta twinkle stuff. It never looks right. So it's been a fun couple months with the Canon. It's impressed me. It's easy to use. I like the autofocus most of the time, unless you raise the ISO, apparently. But for the most part, with this lens now, we get some decent tone there. Decent camera. I kind of want it, but I have to send it back with the RP and the M6. Where's that thing? On my couch, where it belongs. Someone sit on, hopefully. That thing, no. In my opinion, all Canon needs is some lenses. Everybody's praising the RF lenses because they're so spectacular, like the 28 to 70 f2. But it's like, we want some 2.8 primes for vlogging. I realize I can go down that low. Imagine a light 20mm 2.8. Wow, I would love that. Or some 1.8 primes for the studio. We don't need 1.4. Give us some fun glass. So Canon has potential, but they're making some weird decisions with their lens lineup, and I ain't on a board. So let me know down below who you thought won the user error battle. Just which had the more pleasing image, more dynamic range, nice highlights versus lit enough subject, accurate colors or pleasing colors. Which shirt was more pleasing if it wasn't accurate? And that's about it. Thanks for buying a Camera Conspiracies t-shirt. I'm getting one. I ordered some in red. Oh, can't wait. Subscribe for more videos and I'll see you in the next one.